All right, good evening, good evening, good evening. I have gone live on YouTube, and those who are watching on YouTube, I'm going to need you to please, I'm also just going in to check on my YouTube here so that I can welcome the ones who are joining from YouTube. If you're on YouTube, I'm going to ask that you please put your name in the live chat. I can see, so let me just silence my phone. Who are watching on Okay, I see you on YouTube. Please put your name in the chat there, and then I can see that you are there, and I'll know who is watching because I can't see the names. I can just see that you are there. So welcome to day 7, that is of learning the basics of cryptocurrencies in 7 days. It has been such an honor. The person who is here, I need to see your name. I don't see anything, but nevertheless, it doesn't matter. Let me continue. I see you and I recognize you as well. You don't have your video on. Nonetheless, let's go on. This is day 7 of learning the basics of cryptocurrencies in 7 days. Through the last 6 days, what we've been doing is I've been giving you bite sizes of information, a little bit of information every single day so that you get to understand what cryptocurrency is. And then now is the day we are going to put it all together and close off our training. It has been an honor to be taking you through this, and thank you for your participation throughout. Today, I have prepared some slides for you. Let me just share them. Okay, let me just share the sound as well. Okay, so let's start with a quick summary of what we have done in the last 6 days. We started off by talking about money. I always say that you cannot talk about cryptocurrency without talking about money. Yes, we know people come into the space saying, I want to make money, I want to make money. But the question is, do you understand what cryptocurrency is? So when we talk about money, we're not talking about you making money, but making you understand that cryptocurrency itself is money. So we start the story so that you can appreciate that fact. Once you appreciate it and see it as such, it becomes easier for you to adopt this. So we spoke about the story of money, recognizing that the biggest function of money is that of money being a means of exchange. It allows us to get things that we do not have, right? So if you, for example, we've got if Letlhogonolo wants something that Maggie has, Letlhogonolo must give Maggie money and Maggie must give Letlhogonolo the item. We go to shops like Pick and Pay, Woolies, wherever you go, you give them money and they give you whatever you need, isn't it? That's what money does. It facilitates trade. But money has not always existed in the form that we know it. In early civilization, we spoke about the barter system, which was an exchange of value without the middleman. People had to be in close proximity, and they had to be what we call a coincidence of ones, which means that people, if we had Mpo and Mponyana, right? Mpo and Mpo had to need what Mponyana has at the same time that Mponyana needs what Mpo has. And then the exchange could happen. The barter system worked for a while until it stopped working. When did it stop working? Let's think about an example, right? In the barter system, we've got a farmer, we've got 2 farmers. One has got cows, one has got maize. Let's give them names. We've got Jabu and Steve, right? So Jabu is a farmer and Jabu has got cows. Steve is a farmer and Steve has got maize. At some point, Jabu says, oh, I need some pap in my life. What does Jabu do? Jabu says, oh, I know Steve has maize. So Jabu goes to Steve and says, Steve, my brother, can I have some maize? Steve says to Jabu, Jabu, you came at the right time when I need what? I need beef. And the two will exchange. It works perfectly. They would negotiate how much maize Steve would give to Jabu for 1 cow. And the discussion happens between the 2 parties. No middleman. They are there with each other and they talk. And the exchange happens. But when the system stopped working is when now we've got Irene who has come in, and Irene is a shoemaker, and Irene says, oh, I want some maize. Irene goes to Steve. Steve, can I have some maize? Steve says, Irene, you are coming at the time when I need shoes. And then the exchange between the two parties happens between Irene and Steve, right? They have a negotiation. They agree on something. I don't know. Maybe Steve says, Irene, I'll give you 50 kgs of maize. Give me a pair of shoes. Irene says, cool shot, my brother. The exchange happens. Now, Irene, 2 weeks later, has used up her maize. Irene goes back to Steve and says, Steve, can I have some maize? And Steve says, Irene, I mean, I still have my shoes, so I don't need maize. Do you see where this thing falls apart now? Does it mean that Irene must now go hungry? No, the system had to change. It had to evolve to accommodate that situation. And that is what we talk about, the evolution of money. So how did it change? The community decides that, okay, let's find a way that we can exchange value. Let's find something that we find valuable as the community and agree that we can use that as an exchange of value. In East Africa, we saw them using cowrie shells. There are communities that use salt. I mean, in modern day, we know of communities that use different currencies. We know, for example, that we hear, maybe some of us know, but I hear that, for example, in prison, they use cigarettes as currency. Because why? It is a scarce commodity. The community agreed that if you give me this, I'll do you this favor. You know what I mean? When my son was in boarding school, do you know what was their currency? Chicken. Because chicken was so scarce then. They hardly got chicken. The day they got chicken, you could get people to do things for you in exchange for chicken. But when he came back home, that currency does not work anymore. So out of the community, that currency does not work. So let's use an example. East Africa, they are using cowrie shells then in early civilization, way before your time and my time, right? So now there they are using cowrie shells. And now what happens? The Indians come to do business with us. Okay, they want to sell us spices. And then we say to them, all right, I will give you some cowrie shells. And then they say, cowrie shells, what are we gonna do with those? We can't exactly take those back home. They won't even know what we need, something of substance. Now that system does not work. Does it mean that now we should not be doing business with people out of our community? No, it had to change. That's when we saw the introduction of gold coins. Gold coins coming in, it was a universal thing, people could exchange using gold coins, but then even that kind of money that came in the form of metal, gold and silver was used, even that at some point became cumbersome. Transportability was an issue. Imagine now you're a multimillionaire. Can you honestly afford to be carrying bags and bags of gold coins? Absolutely not. So what happens then? The banks came into being. The bank said, bring in your gold. We are going to give you a piece of paper. On that, it will be written that Maggie brought in so much gold. Now I can take that paper and start giving that piece of paper to people when I want to get something from them. And that paper guarantees the person that gets the paper that when they bring that paper back to the bank will give them the equivalence in gold. That was the introduction of the new type of money, paper money. And I want to tell you something, when that money was introduced by the Chinese, the Americans said, what is this? We don't want this type of money. But today, do you know of any country that any government that issues currency, that issues money, that does not have paper money? No, but adoption was an issue. There was resistance. There's always a resistance to change, right? So now this kind of money, paper money now exists. Things are easier. Transportability is easier. But in the 70s, gold that was backing that paper money was dropped as a standard that backs money. And there was the introduction of the new form of money called fiat currencies. Fiat currency is government-owned money. Your rand is fiat currency. Your US dollar is fiat currency. Your British pound is fiat currency. Your Zambian kwacha, that is fiat currency. Lesotho Manudi, that is fiat currency. Swaziland, Emalangeni, that is fiat currency. Botswana Pula, those are fiat currencies, government-owned money. Right, so now we are in that era. We are living that. Our fiat currency is even represented in different formats. You get cards, ATM cards, plastic cards, Visa cards, MasterCards. They are a digital representation of our fiat currency. We can even transact with our fiat currency using mobile phones, right? Online banking, EFTs, just sending money around without you being there, without touching the actual currency, but digitally sending it back and forth. That is part of the evolution of money. But now we are saying we are in the new era. About every 50 years or so, a new form of money is introduced. Yeah, you know that. Now we are living in a time when a new form of money is introduced in the form of cryptocurrency. Bitcoin was the first cryptocurrency to be introduced in 2009. It came after the massive economic meltdown of 2008, when a lot of people lost a lot of money through investments that they made as the banks were bailing out in financial institutions, as the governments were bailing out financial institutions at the expense of people like you and me. The biggest problem with fiat currency is inflation. That eats into our savings. That eats into our ability to create wealth. How so? Let's use an example. We've got Mpho Matabane. I know we've got Mpho and Mponyana. Thank you so much. I've seen you, Mpho and Mponyana Matabane. I've seen you very, very vocal, very active in the class, and I appreciate you. And I see that. So now let's look at them. We've got Mpho. I'm not sure if it's mother and daughter or it's sister, but we've got them. So imagine it's mother and daughter, okay? I'm going to imagine because I don't know. So we've got Mpho and Mponyana Matabane. I'm going to assume that Mpho is the mom and Mponyana is the daughter. I'm going to assume, I don't know. They will scream at me or put it in the chat and tell me if I got it wrong. So I'm going to assume that, okay, let's say Mpho is the mom, and let's say Mpho has got another daughter. Those are fiat currency. Got feedback somewhere. Okay, so I'm going to assume that. Just I'm getting feedback, but I'm not sure where it's coming from. Okay. Just hold on. Just need to do feedback a bit. Online banking, yes. Back and forth. Now we are saying we are in the about years or so. Yeah. I don't know where it's coming from. And it's, oh, okay, it's gone. All right. Awesome, it's gone. Okay, so now imagine that now we've got Mama Kimpo. Mama has got a daughter, another one called Tibello, for example. Mama says, Tibello, my baby. Tibello is 10 years old. And Mama says, Tibello, my baby, when you turn 21, and she's thinking, when Tibello, my daughter, turns 21, I am going to get her the most beautiful gift. I'm not going to give her that plastic key at 21 that people give to their kids, but I'm going to give my baby a house, right? An apartment. Right, because we want to be those parents, isn't it? Those parents who are now living large that we can do such thing for our kids, right? So now she goes around, goes to Waterfall Estates, looks around, sees an apartment for 2 million rands, and she says, that is what I want for my baby. And she says, okay, my baby is only 10. So I've got 11 years. So I'm going to put away 2 million rands. So in 11 years' time, my baby can buy herself a car. Tibello. So now, 11 years later, Tibello turns 21. Mama Mpho then goes, okay, my baby, mommy put away 2 million rands for you. When you were 10, we're going to buy you an apartment in Waterfall. I saw it, my baby. It was 3 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms, lounge, dining. It's 2 million rands, baby girl. I saved 2 million 10 years ago. Now it's 2.5 million. I'm giving it all to you. Go and buy the property. Tibello looks at Mama and says, how, Mama? 2.5 million, 3 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms, dining lounge. Mama, that's 5 million rands. I'm not going to get, for 2.5, I'm going to get a 1-bedroom apartment. What happened? Inflation happened. So with inflation, our money is buying us less and less and less all the time. With our money buying us less and less, it means we are not moving forward. We've seen that. I mean, I was shocked. 2 liters of oil, we used to pay about 32 rands for that. Now it's almost 100 rands. You used to get 3 2-liter bottles for 100 rands. Now you get 1. What happened? It's inflation. So this new form of money comes and says, we can't be losing money like this. when inflation goes up, one of the things that causes inflation to go up is governments printing money over and over and over again. The more they print money, the more they weaken the currency. So which means that you and I will always suffer. So fiat cryptocurrency like Bitcoin came to solve that problem, to say, we're not going to watch our money erode. We are going to put our money into a currency that preserves value. And this money is going to be a global currency, which means you can use it anywhere in the world. And it's going to equal the playing field. What am I talking about? At the moment, when the Americans come to South Africa with their $1, we give them 15 rands. When you leave South Africa with 15 rands, you get $1 going to America. The UK, the same. 20 rands give you £1, right? But come with Bitcoin. 1 Bitcoin in South Africa, you get to the US is 1 Bitcoin. You get to the UK is 1 Bitcoin. You get to Zambia is 1 Bitcoin. So it has come to level out the playing field. But most importantly, it is deflationary in character, which means that this money appreciates in value over time. It buys us more and more over time. You will see in the next slide what I'm talking about. Whereas our rand, our fiat currencies, our dollars, they buy us less and less over time. 1 rand, at some point when we were young, used to get us a loaf of bread. Today, you need 15 of those 1 rands, which means 15 rands to get the same loaf of bread. What happened? It's inflation. But you will soon see that 1 Bitcoin used to get you nothing. But today, 1 Bitcoin can even buy you a house. It can buy you a car cash. So what we've seen with Bitcoin, that over time, it is getting us more and more and more over time. Hence, we say it's deflationary in character. And those who heard about Bitcoin early, by the way, you are still early. We are in the early phases of this introduction of the new form of money. So don't get intimidated that 1 Bitcoin is now just over almost 700,000 rands. This is early stages. In 10 years' time, you'll be looking back when they say 1 Bitcoin is 5 million rands, and you'll be thinking, I thought I was late in 2022. So you are still in the early days. Early adopters of Bitcoin are now multimillionaires. You can start where you are today. It is still the beginning of this era. We are witnessing the beginning of new money. One day you are going to be sitting and you'll be walking around in the shops and wanting to buy something. All you will have is your smartphone. And when you walk into that shop and you say to them, can I pay with Bitcoin? And they say, we don't accept cryptocurrency. You're going to be saying, well, how are you doing business? We'll be asking them that the same way we are asking today when you go into a shop and you take out your ATM card, your debit card, your credit card, and you want to pay, and they say we don't accept cards. And you're thinking, how are you doing business? Even hawkers now have got those small machines to take cards. We are going to witness that with Bitcoin. And when that happens, you want to own a lot of that, because it would mean that with that, you have grown your money over time. Remember, you don't have to own a full Bitcoin, because a Bitcoin has got cents to it. Those cents are called Satoshis. 100 cents give us 1 rand. 100 million Satoshis give you 1 Bitcoin. So which means that you can go out and buy Satoshis for 500 rands. Start your portfolio. 200 rands, start your portfolio. 1,000 rands. So don't think that, I need to have 700,000 rands to own a Bitcoin. Absolutely not. You can start where you are and you can do it for yourself, right? So that is Bitcoin, the mother of all cryptocurrency, the first cryptocurrency. Since then, there is more than 17,000 cryptocurrencies. And we said any cryptocurrency that is not Bitcoin is called an altcoin. We've got many altcoins. Now your question says, but Maggie, how do I begin? Where do I put my money? And why do you want to put your money anyway in this crypto space? Remember why? Because it's an asset. We are trying to accumulate assets that are going to make us money over time. They're called digital assets. You want to own these assets. When you're saying I'm investing in something, it's because you say this investment must grow my money over time. When we go and buy shares from companies, equities, why are you doing that? You are hoping that the share price for that company will go up over time. And when it goes up, it means your share is worth much more, which means your money has grown. That's what investment is all about. When we are putting our money in banks and we're saying we are investing, we are saying, bank, use my money. Use my money to do whatever you want to do. I'm borrowing you my money as an investment and you must give me interest rate. So I just need to silence this. You must give me interest. You must give me interest, right? So now investment is wanting our money to grow. So in the crypto space, we do that by accumulating these cryptos. The more you have and the more you bought at a lower price, the higher chances of making a lot of money when the price goes up. But your money has to have gone into a cryptocurrency that appreciates in value. How do you know? You won't know. You will not know if it will appreciate in value over time, but you can do basic checks. We call that fundamental analysis. We always say, do your own research. Don't just do it because Maggie said you must do it. Yes, obviously, you want to hear what people are saying. You can ignore anything else and just go with what everybody says. But even as you do that, understand that you are taking a risk and you must take responsibility for what happens with your money. If you took a risk and the project failed, you mustn't blame anyone. Understand it's a risk. I'm saying project because we call these cryptos projects. When we're saying it's a project, it must tell you that there's somebody behind that project. So when you are doing your fundamental analysis, you ask yourself, who is the person or persons or organizations or organization behind this project? With Bitcoin, it's Satoshi Nakamoto. Do we know who Satoshi Nakamoto is? No, we don't. Bitcoin is a bit of a different project because we don't know Satoshi Nakamoto, but those who trusted it, it has proved over time that it works. All right. So now, these days, we're not going to go by, I don't know this person. You actually just want to find a bit more about it. What is their digital footprint? What are they known for? What kind of a person is it? What kind of an organization is it? Do they have a presence in whatever industry they are working in? It could be a crypto in the IT space. It could be a crypto in the health space. It could be a crypto in the art space. Whoever is doing this, what is their position in that particular industry? How credible are they? Do they have other similar projects? What are people saying about them? That is the project team, the team that owns that project, that particular crypto. You want to know a bit about them. Once you know that, you want to know this cryptocurrency, what project is it exactly? Most of the time, you'll find that there is a problem and a solution. So this project team, this group of people or this individual identified a particular problem and said, I am going to solve this problem using cryptocurrencies. And I'm going to use that using the blockchain technology. Remember blockchain, we covered that as well. What backs the crypto is the technology called blockchain that is used to confirm transactions and to produce new coins through mining. So now you've got this, that now this person says, I've got a problem, I've got a solution, blockchain-based. They document this in the white paper. So that's one thing you could ask for. Can I see the white paper? It's a technical document. You might not understand everything, but maybe read the first part, the summary, the abstract, and say, what are they saying? Once you've got that, you say, okay, I see this person, this group of people. I think I can trust these people. I see this is the problem that they had. I see this is the solution that they've proposed. They've put it in the white paper. I like it. Now your question is, but how many other people are going to like this solution? Is it a viable solution? Do I see a future for this thing? If your answer is yes, now you ask yourself, am I willing to risk my money in this? If your answer is yes, you buy the crypto. So we use that kind of a fundamental analysis to analyze two cryptocurrencies. One is Bitcoin Vault, one is Electric Cash. All these by one particular individual, one particular company, a guy called Ian Avramovich, who is a serial inventor owning the company called MindBest, which has been in existence since 2017 and no, 2016. It's been in existence since then. And in his company, this particular company has won awards for being one of the best crypto mining farms. So I know there's credibility there, right? I'm happy. serial inventor, a number of inventions. He's been successful before. Now he's a crypto enthusiast, loves Bitcoin, mining Bitcoin, recognized for mining Bitcoin. Then he says, can I not improve on this Bitcoin? What if people were able to reverse transactions with Bitcoin? Because that cannot be done. In the crypto space, once you submit cryptocurrency transactions, remember, the blockchain is a recording, a general ledger of what transactions, Bitcoin transactions. So once those transactions are committed on the blockchain, they cannot be changed. We say that the blockchain is immutable. And that is the whole fascination with this technology, that it is so ultra secure that once you put something in there, nobody can fiddle with that information. But now Ian looks at that and says, but surely if I was in an investor who was putting in a lot of money, right? Institutional investor, also dealing with other people's money, investing for them. And I was putting this money in crypto. I would have a sense of comfort knowing that if I made a mistake, I can reverse, I can cancel the transaction. But this crypto space does not allow that. He said, I'm going to find a solution to that. And he found it. And he put it in the white paper that I'm going to invent something called Bitcoin Vault. This particular cryptocurrency is going to have 3 keys. It allows people, the first key is just to get access to your currency. The second one is to say that should there be any funny manga business, I can recall my transaction. If Noxie is sitting in here and then some sees here the money leaving her wallet, she can cancel that transaction and her money will be back. That's the second key. But then she must only see, she's only able to do that if she sees that within 24 hours, because after 24 hours, the transaction is going to be committed on the blockchain. Once it is there, it cannot be changed. Then somebody says, but now Bitcoin Vault, now I must wait for 24 hours. What if I want my money quickly? I want to send somebody money and they must receive it almost instantly like Bitcoin. That is the third key. It allows you that flexibility to choose whether you want ultra fast or ultra secure. Ultra secure will take 24 hours for the transaction to hit the blockchain, thus giving you a chance to be able to cancel if there's an issue. And then ultra fast, it will work the same as Bitcoin. You commit within 10 minutes, the transaction is completed. Now, you ask yourself, all right, I see the problem, I see the solution, but does this solution really make sense? Is it going to take off really? Should I be putting my money in this? Is there a need for such a thing? I think about that. And as I'm thinking about that, I'm an IT professional. I'm a software developer. So I'm always thinking about how we write code, how we solve our problems through code. And then I'm thinking about Bitcoin Vault recently. They are now venturing into the decentralized finance space, DeFi. And how they did that, they took Bitcoin Vault and now we've got a wrapped Bitcoin Vault. The wrapped Bitcoin Vault is based on the Binance Smart Chain, which means that you can build decentralized apps on with Bitcoin Vault. And I'm thinking, wow, if we can do that, is there a chance that now we can start developing apps for banks that are based on the wrapped Bitcoin Vault solution? And I'm thinking, if that were to happen, imagine this. Imagine we are sitting in this meeting. Né? Irene is sitting here. And as she's sitting, she gets a message. 50,000 rands has just left your account, your bank account, Standard Bank, let's say. And Irene is thinking, I did not do the transaction. I was just listening to Maggie in a panic because tomorrow she wanted to go and deposit a car. Né? In a panic, she phones her bank. If she's lucky enough, it is 7 o'clock. She's lucky enough, she gets through to the bank. When she gets through to the bank, she says, but bank, 50,000 rands just left my account. It is not me. Please, the bank says, oh, we see that. Unfortunately, our fraud department is not operational right now. The best we can do now is block your account from any further withdrawals, and that's as far as we can go. Tomorrow morning, we will investigate your case. Irene worried about her 50,000 rands because she was going to deposit her money. First thing in the morning, she starts phoning the bank. Bank, it's me again. My money is gone, 50,000 rands. I need it. Oh, let's take you through to the fraud department, the bank says. They take you through to your fraud department, you phone them, and they will tell you that we are investigating the incident. And when they're investigating the incident, they are checking you out. Did you not give your password, your PIN to somebody? Did you not give somebody your access? Did you not, it was not phishing, you click on some link? They are trying to see all these things. In the meantime, you can't use your money. You might not even get it back. So then I think, what if this Bitcoin Vault technology evolved such that banks could build applications based on this? Now imagine a different scenario. Bitcoin Vault is at play, right? You are sitting, 50,000 rands leaves your account. But Bitcoin Vault on their gold wallet, when you see that, you're thinking, nah, I was just listening to Maggie. I did not do this transaction. You simply go into your gold wallet and say, cancel transaction. Because you've got 24 hours, right? You saw the alert immediately. When you cancel that, you don't have to phone any bank. You don't have to wait 24 hours. You saw it, you canceled it, your money was back in your account. Now I think about that as a software developer and I say, oh, it's possible. And I bet a lot of people would love that technology. I see this in the next couple of years. I don't know how long, maybe 3, maybe 5, maybe 10 years, maybe 12 years like Bitcoin. This thing could hit 1 million. I'm going to get myself some of these babies. And then I start buying Bitcoin Vault because I believe in it. And I'm going to hodl it. Remember hodling? It's holding, buy, hold, and sell. Buy cheap, hold for a while, sell at a profit. And I'm going to hodl this. As much as it is cheap, I'm going to hodl it. And then in the future, I am going to cash out. That is the kind of thinking you are going to apply. A lot of people come into the crypto space with the mentality that I'm going to make money quickly. That is because there are times when the market movement is so quick and there is such a hype. You know, everybody's talking about Bitcoin. Everyone's talking about Bitcoin Vault, about Dogecoin, about Ripple, about Ethereum, because it is on a bull run and there is so much going on. And then you get in thinking it's going to be going like that all the way. And then it crashes. And then you say, oh, my money is gone. And then you sell your coins at a loss. So now you need to understand that if you are going to be in here, you are in here for the long haul. You may just be coming in when at its peak, it's about to go down, and then you panic, and then you lose your money. But I'll explain that in the next slide. Okay, so that is what I would do with Bitcoin Vault. Electric Cash, apply the same thing. It's the same team as Bitcoin Vault. We've spoken about them. But what is the problem and the solution? What is this cryptocurrency all about? Now, Electric Cash is about having cash-like cryptocurrency. When we say cash-like, it means that it must do quick transactions and cheap transaction fees. That is what we want when we say cash-like. Bitcoin transactions are about 10 minutes. Now, you can't go to Pick and Pay and say, I want to pay with Bitcoin, but everybody wait for 10 minutes until my transaction goes through. That's the problem. But we still want to use crypto. So EL said, why not bring in a transactional coin that will be very fast to give quick transactions? That's what Electric Cash is. Now, cheap transactions. Okay, now you're thinking, Bitcoin transactions at the moment, the average is about $14 per transaction. That's about 200 rands or so. If I am buying a house and my transaction and my house is 5 million rands, and my transaction fees are only $14, about 200 rands, it makes sense. If I'm buying coffee for 35 rand, my cappuccino, and transaction fees are 200 rands, it does not make sense. I will not buy coffee with Bitcoin. But Electric Cash says it will be reduced fees, or it could even be a free transaction. Then I'm thinking, okay, I can pile up some of these and keep using these ones, right? Now, somebody says, cheap and free. Sounds too good to be true. How on earth? Electric Cash has got what we call incentivized staking. Staking is when you lock your coins in for a certain period to cash them out later. You are incentivized with Electric Cash to do that by doing what? They give you extra coins. Remember, the more coins you have, when the value goes up, the more money you have. We want them cheap. And if you can get them free, even better. So when you stake, you get some free coins. Number 2, when you stake these coins, you also get what we call electric gas, and the electric gas is actually your transaction fees. So when you've collected enough gas, your transaction fees can be free. And then you also get what we call governing rights with staking of electric cash. Staking, if you want to think about staking in an easy way, think about our 32-day notice, our fixed deposit accounts. You go to the bank and say, I want to put in this money and I want to fix it. I'm not going to touch this money for the next 12 months. The bank gives you preferential rates because they want to incentivize you. The bank wants to keep your money in for longer. The longer they keep your money, the more money they have to use your money. They use your money. So Irene goes and says, Standard Bank, here is 100,000 rands. I want to fix it for 12 months. Standard Bank knows that for 12 months, Irene is not going to come for her money. So when Mpo comes and says, can I borrow 50,000 rands, they take from Irene's money, they give to Mpo. They say, Mpo, we are only going to give you this money for 6 months, because they know that Irene is coming after a while. And then they charge Mpo 10% or 20% interest, and they're giving Irene 2% interest. Do you see how banks work? So in the crypto space, why would they incentivize you to stake? We know why banks are doing it, but in the crypto space, why are they incentivizing you to keep your coins locked in and not use them? The incentive is that when you lock your coins in, it means they are not available for trading. They are not available for buying and selling. And when that happens, you have taken some coins out of circulation. When you take some coins out of circulation, you are making the number of coins available smaller. When the number is smaller, but more people want the coins, it creates scarcity. When there's scarcity, the price goes up. I'm going to explain that in the new slide. So this slide was just to tell you what we have done so far. And now, the point is that you need to accumulate as much cryptocurrency as you can. Why? Because that is how people became multimillionaires almost instantly. They owned a lot of crypto. When the price went up, suddenly, boom, they're millionaires. How did that happen? In 2010, one Bitcoin was R1.40. Believe it or not, 2010. That's how many years? 1, 2, let's not count this one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 years ago. Just 11 years. How long have you been working if you are working? Have you made your first million yet? Let's look at this. 2010, one Bitcoin is R1.40. Now imagine you had 140 rands. If you had 140 rands, you could get yourself 100 Bitcoins, BTC, in 2010. Now in 2012, 2 years later, one Bitcoin is now 195 rand, one Bitcoin, which means your 100 Bitcoins are now worth 19,500 rands. You only spent R1.40. Have you seen money grow like that? Let's go to 2013. One Bitcoin is now 9,000 rands. If you are still holding, you are hodling, you are now going to appreciate why we hodl, why we hold on to our coins, why this is not something to get rich quickly. Now, if you had still had your 100 coins, 1, 2, 3 years later, when one Bitcoin has moved from R1.40 to 9,000 rands, your 100 Bitcoins are now worth 900,000 rands. You only spent R1.40 3 years earlier. But you see, in 2014, the price goes down. Let's get to 2017. 2017, one Bitcoin is now 300,000 rands, which means 100 Bitcoins are now worth 30 million rands. That's how people suddenly became multimillionaires. Those who knew about Bitcoin in 2012 are now millionaires. Those who knew about Bitcoin in 2010 and got some are now millionaires. I remember this year, 2017 is the year I got into cryptocurrency. I got into Bitcoin in 2017, October. One Bitcoin was 67,000 rands in October of 2017. November, December, 2 months later, one Bitcoin was now 300,000 rands. And I remember the people that I was interacting with at that time who had started with Bitcoin in the earlier years, in the 2013, 2015. I remember them saying that they are now multimillionaires and they were calling it a year of title deeds. Do you know what they're doing? They had made millions. They were now selling the Bitcoin that they had acquired because now they've made millions. They were selling it and buying property cash. That's why they were saying it's a year of title deeds. They were just buying property just like that, right? When they did that, when people are selling a lot in any market where you've got more sellers than you've got buyers, more sellers than buyers, the price drops. Now, there was a question in the class about what determines the price of Bitcoin, of any cryptocurrency. It's the market, supply and demand. In any market where you've got a lot of sellers, more sellers than buyers, it means there is an oversupply and less demand. The price drops. Let's use an easy example. If you drive go Limpopo or Mpumalanga, and you're driving back from Joburg or driving when we drive back from holiday from Mpumalanga, and you always see at the markets, you've got women that are selling mangoes or avos in those buckets. You get a lot of them selling together, and you stop your car and you say you want to buy. Go to Mama number one and say, Mama, how much are your mangoes? And then she says, it's 50 rands. And you say, Mama, let me try them. Mama next door. How much do you want to pay? All right, Mama, 50 rands is too much. I'd say, okay, I'll give it to you for 20 rands. You think, I know, then you say to her, Mama, let me go and try that other lady. And then she says, I can give it to you for 10 rand. The mangoes just moved from 50 rands to 10 rands. Why? There was an oversupply. As a buyer, I had options. So I could say no. Because she wanted the sale, she kept going down in price, and the price went down because she wanted to sell. She wanted to get that sale from me. So the same in the crypto space, when there are more sellers than buyers, the value goes down. So now you get to any point in time, there's people who bought very cheap. When they have made their money, they sell. When there's a lot of sellers, the price starts going down. If you don't understand that, and you got in when one Bitcoin was 300,000 rands, and you went in and you bought for, let's say, for 50,000 rands, and you are watching this, suddenly your 50,000 rands, you bought, let's say you bought, I don't know how many Satoshis, but it's 50,000 rands. And as you are watching this in Luno, you are seeing now those same Satoshis are now worth 30,000 rands. You are seeing it go down. They're now worth 20,000. And you're thinking, my money from 50 to 30. And because you don't understand the cycles, you panic. You bought when one Bitcoin was 300,000. Now you are watching one Bitcoin is 150,000 rands. And your 50,000 rands is now 25,000 rands. And you're thinking, before I lose all of it, I'm going to sell all these coins. Now, instead of you came in with 50,000 rands, you leave with 25,000 rands, and you said, Bitcoin ate my money. You made the wrong call. You sold at the wrong time. You sold when those who made money were selling. You have not made money. Why are you selling? It's because you don't trust the project. You don't have faith in it. Your confidence level in there is so weak, you are panicking. You think you're going to lose your money. So the value of one Bitcoin in 2018 went down from 300,000 to 62,000 rands. At some point, it was as low as 48,000 rands. From 300,000, people were saying, yeah, we knew this Bitcoin thing was not going to work. It's because people were also panic sellers. When those who made money were selling, we had a lot of panic sellers as well. Those who were saying, I don't want to lose my money. And they were feeding to the high number of sellers, thus the price kept going down. Those who are clever and they understand cryptocurrency, as the price goes down, they're saying we are waiting for it to hit rock bottom because we want to buy more. They want to buy more at a reduced rate. So they bought more. So now people start buying again. When people start buying, the tables turn. When you've got more buyers than sellers, it means the demand is high. When you get more buyers than sellers, the price starts going up. When demand increases, the price goes up. That's why we ask ourselves do I think there will be demand for this project? Because when the demand increases, the price goes up. It took 3 years, 2027, 2017, 18, 19. Only in 2020 did Bitcoin recover and go back to 300,000. 3 years it took. Have you got the patience to wait for it? Those who waited saw it go even bigger than 300, go to 350. And in 2021, we saw one Bitcoin go over 1 million rands. Wow. Imagine if you still had 100 Bitcoins. Hey? Multi-millionaire. And then we saw soon after that, the price of Bitcoin dropping again. Today, it's sitting at 695,000. A few weeks ago, it was on 500,000. It's already gone up 900,000 rands. 100,000 rands. Earlier late last year, it had gone down to 490,000 rands. So what I'm showing you is that the price of Bitcoin fluctuates. It keeps going up and down. Yet people come to you and guarantee you results. How do you guarantee something when nobody can predict what the price of Bitcoin will be the next second? Is there money to be made if you hodl? Absolutely. Okay, so it's about collecting as much as you can. Bitcoin Vault, the story does not change. The story is the same. The price keeps going up and down. Bitcoin Vault was launched in 2019 at 18 rands for one coin. So which means 1,800 rands would have given you 100 Bitcoin vaults, right? If it does that in March, 3 months later, this was 29 December, 3 months later, your 100 coins that you got for 1,800 rands were now worth 29,000 rands. 3 months later. Fast forward, 8 months later, one Bitcoin Vault BTCV, one Bitcoin Vault is now 8,500 rands. Your 100 Bitcoin vaults are now worth 850,000 rands from 1,800 rands. Same story, because people already knew that people became multi-millionaires from Bitcoin in 2017. They understood the trick. They understood the value in terms of what Bitcoin Vault represents. And they said, we are going to buy a whole lot more. They did not spend 1,800 rands. They spent hundreds of thousands. So now, when it got to 8,500 rands, now we had new multimillionaires. Ordinary people like you and me were now multimillionaires. What do? They sell their coins. When they sell and the market is flooded with sellers, the price drops. And then you get the panic sellers feeding into the price dropping. If you understand crypto, when the price drops, you start buying more. If you believe in the project. 2019, 2020, 2021, it's 2022. It took Bitcoin 3 years to recover after its big loss. Bitcoin Vault, as I'm talking to you, it sells, I think it's less than, we'll check it now, I think it's less than 100 rands today. If it's less than 100 rand, it took 3 years for Bitcoin to recover. Could it be the same story with Bitcoin Vault? Are you willing to take a chance and not get yourself some Bitcoin Vault? That is a question you must ask yourself, all right? But in this period of 1 year, year on year, Bitcoin Vault actually made 218% increase, 218%. If you had put money in Bitcoin Vault in that year, it would have grown 218%. In your bank, they are going to offer you how much? 6% per annum. That's another thing we look into. Yes, crypto is high risk. but high risk, high returns. If your risk appetite is high, you will put your money in crypto. If your risk appetite is not that high, stay away because you have heart palpitations. You don't have the heart to wait for it. Electric cash, we are seeing the same. Within a few months, 69% increase. The moral of the story is that you want to own as much crypto as possible when the price is low. So I just wanted to allow me to share this with you so that you can go in and check this for yourself and start asking people the right questions at the right time. You can see here on coinmarketcap.com, it shows you that there are 18,651 cryptocurrencies out there, and it lists them here. They're listed, right? This is CoinMarketCap. And I want you to also look at CoinGecko. Let's just go to CoinGecko, this one. CoinGecko has listed 13,000 of those cryptos. As you can see at this point in time, let me just refresh my screen. At this point in time, one Bitcoin is worth 679 rands. 679,000 rands. Almost 680,000 for one Bitcoin today. But remember, and there's 19 million Bitcoins in circulation at the moment. There will only ever be 21 million Bitcoins. And the amount of money circulating out there in Bitcoin, how much is this? Let's work it out. Let's find out how much money is there in Bitcoin. We're going to do this. I'm going to do it with you now. Let's read out this amount, because if I read it out myself, it's a tongue twister. But let's use this. Number in words, so that you can see how much money is sitting in crypto. Let's see that, right? Number in words. Good there. There's our number. Let's remove these. That is how much is sitting in Bitcoin at the moment. 12 trillion 911 billion 578 million 459,291. To get that, okay? So we'll just leave it as 12 trillion. All right. So 12 trillion rands is sitting in cryptocurrency at the moment. So cryptocurrency is not going anywhere. And there will only ever be 21 million. So which means there is a limit in supply. That is what is also driving the price up. There is only so much that there is. There is a limit in supply. What I want to highlight to you is that you can go and buy Bitcoin with 1,000 rands and you will get 0.0147 Satoshis. So you can buy for that. You can buy for 500 rands and you will get 0.0073 Satoshis. This number of Satoshis, when the price goes up, it will be worth much more. You must understand that. Now, I want to bring you down to check here. The price of Bitcoin, this is now in 24 hours. You see here, 24 hours. Do you see how much it has changed in 24 hours? Yet people want to guarantee you something in crypto and you allow them. Look here. This time, just before 7:30 yesterday, let's take it up there. It was on 680,000, almost 681. And then look at this drop. Within minutes, boom, it went down to 671. And it's been going up and down, up and down, up and down. Every minute it is changing, every second. And people want to guarantee you, let's go 30 days. 30 days. 30 days ago, it was on 624. At some point, it was on 569. Let's go 180 days. At some point, it was on 700. It was on 800, 900,000. You see that? It was on 900,000, almost a million. 3 months ago in October last year, it went as low as 500. My point is that it keeps changing. Do not allow people to start promising. People will tell, scammers especially, will tell you what you want to hear. You are saying, I want guaranteed results. If it's not guaranteed, I'm not going to go in. They will give you guarantees. And it's a sure way to lose your money. Let's look at this. Bitcoin. 8 years ago, only 8 years ago, one Bitcoin was 666 Rand. 5 months ago, it reached its all-time high and it was 1 million over, it was over 1 million. Is 8 years too long to wait to move from 600 Rands to 1 million? You tell me. Today, for a week, in this past week, it has gone as high as 700,000, as low as 649. And just for today, that's how much it's fluctuated. My point is that it does not stay the same. I promised you that we'll check out Bitcoin Vault. Let's check out Bitcoin Vault. Okay. One Bitcoin Vault today is 75 Rand. If you take 1,000 Rands, you are going to get yourself 13 Bitcoins. I mean, Bitcoin Vault. Imagine 13 Bitcoin Vault. I'm going to take my calculator now. Imagine 13 of them. And the price goes to 500,000 to 500,000 for one Bitcoin Vault. 13 multiplied by 500,000. That's about where Bitcoin is now. That will give you 6.5 million. Would it be worth to put this 1,000 in and keep it for 10 years and see where it is in 10 years? Let's say it just hits its all-time high of 8,500 Rands for 13 coins that you bought for 1,000 Rands. You'd be sitting with 110,000 Rands. Is it worth putting in that 1,000 Rands now and waiting maybe a year, maybe 2 years? Think about it. Okay. So that the moral of the story is that you want to accumulate as much crypto as you can. When it comes to mining, a lot of people were mining. Bitcoin Vault mining is no longer open to individuals. Only companies are mining it. And you can buy the cryptocurrency, though you can see it's only 75 Rands for one coin now. So it's worth, even if you had 75 Rands and just buy one and hold on to that one, it's okay. Start somewhere, start your portfolio somewhere, okay? And then you can keep buying more and more and more over time. I was meant to do a class with on how to buy crypto yesterday, and something came up and I couldn't do that. But I'm more than willing to share with anybody who wants to know how to start their own portfolio, who wants to start buying Bitcoin Vault on your own. Contact me and let me help you through to buying your first cryptocurrency. It is absolutely worth it if you want to do it that way. And I'm actually encouraging you to get into this space by just trying to buy. And when it comes to mining, you can mine, find a reputable company to mine with, but it has been a very unstable environment at the moment, with China closing out for miners, Kazakhstan, there was political unrest and they closed the internet and people could not mine there. There's a bit of challenges in there, but buying and holding, you can never go wrong because you can do it yourself at whatever price you want to start with. Okay, so having said that, I think I've given you enough. It's all about buying low, selling high, collect as much crypto as you can. You saw that there are a lot of cryptocurrencies. Let me just quickly share this again. A lot of cryptos in the market. Some people just come in and say, let me look at the top 5. I mean, I would say for me, my portfolio has to have Bitcoin. My portfolio has to have Ethereum. My portfolio has got Solana. My portfolio has got some Ripple, and it's got some Cardano. A lot of people went for Dogecoin at some point. It went up. It's still quite cheap now to buy. It's only 1 US cent. You can buy that. Let me see it in Rands. You can get it in Rands. Let's go to our list. Bitcoin, one Bitcoin is 67,678,000. Remember, you can buy Satoshis. Ethereum, Look at that. Solana, Ripple was doing very well. At some point, it went from 12 rand to about 24 overnight. And then 3 days later, it went down again. Okay. Cardano, a good one to buy as well. Look good prospects looking out for that. So some people just say, I'm just going to buy the top 10. Every month, I'm going to buy some. Some people just say, oh, I just want to buy the top 3. But remember, USDT is called a stable coin. USDT is pegged against the US dollar. So it's the same price as the US dollar, except it's now represented in cryptocurrency. Okay. So we have come to the end of our 7 days. I hope this was valuable to you. I hope you have gained at least enough knowledge to make an informed decision. Having said that, I promised you that today it's going to be our certificates awarding ceremony. I'm very excited about that. So I'm going to share the certificates, and as I share them, you see your name, make a noise. Let me just change this. When you see your name, make a noise, celebrate the African way. It is a journey that you are about to start. It's important to start your portfolio. It's important to start putting our money in a space where our money is going to work for us. And the crypto space proves to be such, as long as you don't panic, as long as you don't put money that you are needing tomorrow, like your school fees money, your rent money, don't do such things, right? Let's just be responsible about what we do in this space. Okay, so let me just share the certificates. And thank you. By the way, thank you so much for all of you who have showed up in here, and those who have showed up in, I'm just going to check them in YouTube as well. Thank you so much for following up on YouTube. You did not give me, oh, I see Mpo and Mpagana, they shared their names. Or you back in the class. Okay. Those who are on YouTube as well, please share your names so that I can see you as well. I appreciate you. The one thing that surely sets you up for success is showing up, and you guys showed up. Not only that, you showed up and you saw the training to the end. You completed what you began. That is another sure sign for success. Let us do things until the end. I'm going to be sharing my, it is my absolute pleasure, Cynthia. Let me just address Irene. Irene, you've got your hand up. You can go ahead. Have you got a question? Irene? Okay, I'm gonna bring your hand down. Maybe it wasn't up.
Yes, please, Maggie. Hi.
Oh
no, I'm just thankful, Maggie, for everything. It wasn't a question as such.
Oh, okay.
It was just from me to say, wow, we are so blessed to have people like you, non-selfish people, selfless, because if you were selfish, you were gonna keep this to yourself. But because you are selfless, you're saying there are people like Mpo, like Irene, like the rest of the team that is available today. These people need to know more. And I'm telling you, us, Maggie, we are still learning every day. We heard about these things. I like the example you made about the bank. That was the perfect example. I worked for a bank. I know how people lose money easily. And it's so painful to see somebody being frustrated because you lost your money. It's painful if you are in that space, having to tell people that you have lost your money. That is very painful. So teaching us about the safety features in this crypto way and everything, how to protect ourselves, everything that you are doing today, I can't say more. I can't say more. I'm just saying we are blessed. Be blessed. We are coming after you. We won't stop. We will call you until you say, Irene, stop it. I'm tired. So thank you so much. And to the rest of the team, we love you.
Thank you so much, Irene. I really appreciate that. And it's also good really to hear people who are also in the industry of banking coming up and also confirming some of the things that people are experiencing. It's quite painful. And also really because of lack of knowledge, people are losing money. And especially also in the crypto space, you just need to be extra careful. People know that people are desperate for money. You will see people also coming into the training that we just did, and all they are saying, when can I trade? I want to trade. And they don't even understand the basics of crypto. So this was just to get to understand the risks involved. You can make money, but no, it's better when you have lost some money, but you know what happened. But if you don't understand what you were doing, it is just too painful. Right. So let's just quickly go through our certificates. When you see your certificate, make a noise and let's enjoy this. When I go to prize giving for my kids, and when they call their names Kadidieta, and I make so much noise, and they come out and say, "Hi, Mama, you are embarrassing us." And then next time I go and I keep quiet because I don't want to embarrass them. And they say, "How, Mama, we didn't hear you. Why didn't you do that thing?" Yeah, but so do that thing, ladies, gents. Enjoy yourself. Let's do this. Take my volume up a bit. I think I've got it all the way up. Double check. Yep. And my friends, that is that. If your name was not up, I apologize. It would have been because I did not get your name in the group when I asked for the names, but it does not mean that you do not qualify. You must just send me a message and say, "Max, my name was not there," and I will prepare a certificate for you. I appreciate you. Let me just share this last slide because I love it. Where is it? I love this one. And with that, we are going to close. Okay, let me just share it again. Okay. So I don't want us to leave here and you're thinking this is the end of the road. I'll never see this lady again. If you want me to continue helping you, send me a WhatsApp message. I will, and tell me, just give me an intro of who you are, where you're at, what you want to do, and then I can help you there. And then I will invite you also to join my Facebook group where I will occasionally be sharing things about cryptocurrency. When I find anything interesting in the crypto space, I will share with you just to expand your knowledge. And most importantly, can we just start your cryptocurrency profile and I will help you with that. Buy with whatever you've got and start watching it, see it go down, see it go up, and just familiarize yourself with this space, okay? And I'm available for that. And we've done the certificates, and Les Brown says it's up to you. Every passing moment is another chance to turn it all around. With cryptocurrency, we absolutely have a chance to start making some money and making a difference. With that being said, thank you so much. Your certificates, I'm going to send it all to you individually in your inbox, in your WhatsApp. You will get it in your WhatsApp. And yeah, it's been a wonderful opportunity for me. I appreciate you and I appreciate your time, and good night. No questions, right? I can end the